sim, something happened. Jason Tatum got hurt. He's going to be out for the remainder of the season and possibly including the playoffs. I'm not too sure how long the 4 rounds of the playoffs go, but I'm hoping we can make the NBA Finals. We are the 1 seed, so we have a pretty easy road there, but we're going to have to deal in these last 2 games without our number 1 option. It's going to be rough, but we do have many guys to back him up. We have guys like Jaylen Brown, Luke Kennard, Jamal Murray. We have a very stacked lineup and a very deep lineup. Jason Tatum is going to fall out of it for the remainder of the season, and we're going to shorten this rotation up to 9 men. So many other guys are going to have to take on bigger roles. I was torn whether I wanted Mitchell Robinson or Bobby Portis to step into the starting lineup. Since Bobby Portis helped space the floor around Mitchell Robinson, I decided to promote Bobby Portis to that starting 5. We're going to sim ahead here to the first game of the episode against the Miami Heat. This episode is going to be a little bit different than my usual episodes. If you haven't been able to tell already, I am not doing a live comm here. I am currently commentating over this while I am editing, and I want to get your guys' opinion on this style of video because I can put more games into an episode, but I'm also it's not live, so you don't see my live reaction when stuff happens, but I also can cut out the bad moments in the games. Like right there, you see me only hitting shots, and you have no idea how many shots I actually missed with Jaylen Brown this game. This was the first game I was actually starting to learn Jaylen Brown's release though, so I cut myself a little slack there. I was pulling a few stupid shots like that one with Jamal Murray. I obviously should be doing better since I know Jamal Murray's release, but he gets it done from the line. There was a few times during this game where I drew some shooting fouls with Jamal Murray off of accidental pull-ups. I wanted to do maybe like a little Curry slide backwards or step back midi, but he pulled it anyway. Great defense by Jamal Murray there where he was back on offense. He finds Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen Brown just blows right by him. Jaylen Brown really is showing that he can step up and become our number 1 guy in this series for the rest of the season. In our first season here, where Jaylen Brown became my focus of the episode, even though we find Bobby Portis there. But my sole focus of this episode was finding Jaylen Brown in his spots and trying to learn Jaylen Brown's release and trying to get to learn his dribble moves and how he feels on the court. Because if you have been paying attention to the series, you know I haven't been doing much with Jaylen Brown. But I do want to get better with Jaylen Brown, and that's why in these two games in this episode, I've really been trying to get used to using Jaylen Brown's release. Also, some more pros and cons to me doing this video style other than just more games being in the episode. Big green there by Jaylen Brown. But a downside is that my face cam won't be here, so it takes away that emotion, that raw emotion of, say, like the last episode, seeing me hit a game winner with Jason Tatum. It takes that emotion away. Like Jaylen Brown's dunk right there, it takes away that emotion of me seeing live Jaylen Brown just slamming it on their head. But a perk is that the audio is a lot crispier. You don't hear the controller clicking in the background. You don't hear me doing this in the background. It's a lot crispier. It's just me and the mic watching me play NBA 2K21 and just watching me cook up. So if you like this style of video, let me know down below. I'm honestly down to continue this style of video. I love just talking to you guys one-on-one. Yeah. Also, if you have any suggestions on what you want to see me do on this channel, let me know down in the comments below. I've been thinking about starting another expansion franchise because on 2K21 last gen, I ran a modded expansion My League, and you guys loved it. Like, the episode 1 is still getting more views. I think it's at like 4.5k right now, and then episode 2 is at 1k, episode 3 is at 700. Like, you guys blew that series up, and I enjoyed doing it. So if you guys want to see an expansion My League, let me know down below. And for Friday, I'm thinking about doing like rebuild challenges or just different type of content outside of just My Leagues, man. I'm thinking about expanding my reach to more in NBA 2K and just uploading different types of content. Alright, back to basketball. For most of this game, it actually has been pretty close. We've been playing pretty well. We're only down 5 here with a lot left to play in this ball game, and we just could not get it to go offensively, and the Miami Heat just could not seem to miss. They were shooting lights out. Jimmy buckets, Goran Dragic. No matter the contest, the shot was falling, and it was honestly getting a little bit annoying to me because when teams get hot in this game, they just can't seem to miss. The Jimmy Butler. very slightly contested. There wasn't much contest on that one, but the Goran Dragic play right before that just fell, and our defense fell apart in these last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter, and they took a huge lead, and by the time we started gaining our bearings once again on offense, it was a little too late. Jaylen Brown started picking it up with just over a minute to play in the fourth, but it was too little too late after we were already down by 14, and there was no coming back from that in 1 minute. I was lackluster for the whole fourth quarter. We couldn't shoot, and the Heat could not miss. So it was getting really frustrating, but it is what it is. You got to take your L's, and this is a big one. We're still the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. We're still going to face the possibly the Orlando Magic in the first round of the playoffs, and Jaylen Brown, our number 1 scorer, with 17 points. That's no bueno. That is not something you want to see from your number 1 scorer on the team. He's just gaining his bearings, though, and I'm just starting to learn his release and his play style and his feel on the court. We're going to see how we can do here against the Milwaukee Bucks. I went to him a lot more in this Bucks game because they really didn't have an answer for him. Chris Middleton really couldn't hold his jockstrap this game, and we really didn't have an answer for Giannis. Giannis just did whatever he wanted out there. In the last episode, we contained Giannis because we had Jason Tatum, and Tatum could kind of step in for Clint Capella on defending Giannis. Tatum's a lot more athletic than Bobby Portis, but we're getting going early with Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen Brown hits his first 3 from the hash there. He's going to be my main focus this game. We get a few wide open looks early with Jaylen Brown, but he really doesn't start kicking up and getting really hot until the fourth quarter. We hit a few shots with him early, but he started missing a bunch towards the end of the first and towards the end of the first half, but he did turn lights out in the fourth quarter. Drew Holiday, big 3-pointer there. Great defense by Jaylen Brown, but not much you can do because that's just a huge contest. Jaylen Brown, another wide open 3. That floppy was getting Jaylen Brown open all game, and he was knocking him down, so I kept going to him. After a while, I did go isolation, like we're ISO in transition. No screen, just deep hash and these shot falls. It was a full white, but it's deep hash and isolation, and that's not something I usually hit on this channel. That means I'm really starting to get better at 2K and getting better in isolation, and it feels good to know that I'm finally starting to make progress in my skill in 2K and that I'm not just going off the pick and roll. Like, I went back and looked at my older videos like 2K20 and 2K or last gen 2K21, and seeing me do the pick and roll over and over and rim running and nobody saying anything until 2K21. I just don't get how you guys let me get away with playing like that for so long. Playing in isolation is so much more fun, and running plays and getting shooters open is just so much more fun, and it's a fun play style to have. Chris Middleton running isolation on Jaylen Brown. We play phenomenal defense, make them run out the shot clock, chuck up a bad shot out of the corner at the end of the shot clock there. We played phenomenal defense. I got to give it to our guys. Jaylen Brown, another big shot there. He has a worldie this game. He could not be stopped against the Milwaukee Bucks. I do go to a screen there, but it's just to generate a wide open look for Jaylen Brown. We're starting to slowly run away with this game. We're up 4 towards the end of the first half. Jaylen Brown really was our X factor, and our defense really was a big part of today's game. It was really a mix of Jaylen Brown and defense. Jaylen Brown, another wide open 3. He gets it to fall. Another full white. Jaylen Brown is just on his stuff this game. Jamal Murray finds Jaylen Brown in the corner. Jab step. Go back to Mitchell Robinson just to give it back to Jaylen Brown. We get a little screener from Mitchell Robinson. Guess what? Green bean. It goes in. Jaylen Brown. If I can do this in the playoffs, we might not need Jason Tatum, because Jaylen Brown shot lights out this game. Okay, I'm going to do a little spoiler here. He almost broke the 3-point record for 3-pointers made in the game. He tied it, but he didn't break it. That's how great I shot with Jaylen Brown this game. I was working in isolation, and it was wild. Jaylen Brown misses. We get the board, though. We do get the board. Find Luke Kennard, jab step on Drew Holiday, green bean. Luke Kennard, I'm starting to get to know his release as well. He's a very good spot-up shooter out of the corner. Giannis, like I said, never mind. I was about to say, like I said, we didn't really have an answer for him, but Giannis gets swatted by Clint Capella. But I know at the end of this play, Giannis gets a bucket. Wide open dunk. Giannis just doing whatever he wanted out there in front of the Boston home crowd, man. Giannis again. Wide open dunk off the behind the back. Giannis really trying to will his team back into this. When we find Jamal Murray in the corner. Jamal Murray wide open 3. Corner 3. Big green from the corner for Jamal Murray. You love to see it, man. We're up 11 towards the end of the first half. And I'm just telling you guys, The offense hasn't even started to kick up yet. We're here in the second half. This is when I really start to take off with Jaylen Brown and really start to focus on scoring with the man himself, Jaylen Brown. He draws the foul, goes to the free throw line. He does his thing. All right, coming up is a barrage of Jaylen Brown three-pointers. It's the fourth quarter. He only has 34 points, and I know how many points he finishes with at the end of this one. Giannis, we leave him wide open. That strategy really didn't work for us. We were trying to leave Giannis wide open for three, and he just started hitting them. So we had to start pressing up on Giannis at the three-point line. As Jaylen Brown hits another wide open three-pointer, we find him again in the corner, working out on his own from the corner, guarded by Chris Middleton. He works out to the wing. Call for a game from Mitchell Robinson. Wide open three. He's hit 3 straight three-pointers. Jaylen Brown really couldn't be stopped this game, man. This is how I need to be in the playoffs with Jaylen Brown, man. If I can be like this in the playoffs, I'm really not opposed to playing without Tatum, and I'm not really scared to be playing without Tatum. He's really close at this point to be breaking the three-point record, and I started breaking a bunch of threes. I started just chucking up a bunch of wide open shots. I kept getting the looks I wanted. I just couldn't get them to fall. I don't know what it was. It's like Davis Bertans in my Wizards series. Right when I needed him to start hitting the shots in OT, they just stopped falling. Like, I felt really good shooting them. I felt really confident shooting with Jaylen Brown. The shots just weren't falling for us, man. We have a huge lead, so I wasn't really upset about it. We're up by 21. That's what that scoreboard says. We're up by 21, and I'm not really upset. Jaylen Brown right here, I believe this is where he ties the three-point record for three-pointers made in the game. I think that's where it is. Yep, green. That's a tie. He tied the three-point record right there for three-pointers made in the game. And I hit a lot of open looks in these last 30 seconds, and none of them would fall for me. Jaylen Brown, 46 points. Huge game for Jaylen Brown, 14 for 29 from the field. He was insane. He was our top scorer, and if he didn't do that, we probably wouldn't have beat the Bucks in this one. We held Giannis to 25 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. We contained Giannis. We couldn't completely stop him, but we contained him. We sent him to the playoffs here. Giannis wins MVP. Anthony Edwards, Rookie of the Year. Giannis MVP with 32 points and 15 rebounds. Poca Poca, 6th Man of the Year on 17 points per game. Big up to Poca Poca. Giannis wins DPOY. Already said his numbers. KP, most improved player. Brad Stevens, Coach of the Year. And none other, who wins Executive of the Year? None other than GM Rev. 60-22 record, man. We had, to my surprise, we had nobody on all NBA teams and nobody on all defensive teams. The disrespect to the 1 seed in the NBA. It doesn't matter. We're going to prove them wrong in the playoffs. We have the Orlando Magic in round 1. And if you do enjoy, as always, make sure to drop a like, comment, and description down below. Turn on those post notifications so you can be the first ones to all these videos. As always,